Yes, yes, yes. You guys already know what time it is. Welcome to the s.o.c University podcast. I'm your host, Adam Duty. And on this podcast, this is dedicated to anyone that wants to be self made, self paid, while boosting their personal career, brand, or business. But most importantly, is maintaining your mental health, right? You can view this podcast or listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, pretty much where any podcast is available, right? This season is our freshman season. This is just the beginning basics of saving money, making money, investing money, and most importantly, working on your mental health. Okay? So, also, you can catch this on YouTube as well. So, if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you share it, hit the bell and notification. So, today, we're going to be talking about how you can save money fast, right? I actually was able to save a large amount of money in 6 months, right? Um, and I won't get into specific details, but it was more than five digits in 6 months. And I'm going to give you a couple simple tips on how to basically do that. Now, in any way, shape, or form, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but I can give it to you from how I did it and some of the things I did on a very, very basic scale, right? What we want you to do is we want you to just start those things. A lot of times we get into a mode and we don't even we don't even know how to start, right? Or somebody doesn't really give it to us in a realistic way where we can start applying those things right away. So this is basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you some tips to where you can start this right away. You can start changing your mindset, saving some money, and I'll give you a couple examples too as well. Right. So the very first one, we're gonna pretty much jump straight into it, right? And excuse me, I have everything written down here, but it's the easiest way for me to memorize it. But the first thing is you want to get into the mindset of saving money, right? Most people, when they want to start saving money, right, they don't even have a specific goal of how much they want to save. They don't know how they're going to save, when they're going to start, anything like that. You can start right now saving money and making more money. But the first thing you got to do is you got to get into the mindset of saving money, right? So there's things you can read. You can read like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, basic things. You can start reducing your spending. You can start listening to more positive things because when you say things and you hear things subconsciously, that gets stuck in your mind and in your brain, right? So check out something called The Secret. It's super old, but it's very valuable, right? So you got to get in the mindset of saving money because what you think and what you say is what's going to happen. So, a little trick that I do when I'm in the car, my kids don't even like it. When I get in the car, I don't listen to music at all. Now, I love music. I was a nightclub promoter and manager and music artist for years. So I've been grown into music. But when I get into the car, I do not listen to music. Now, why, you might say? Because at this time, it's not bringing me value. Instead, I will listen to positive things on YouTube. I'll listen to positive speaking podcasts like this one, but I'll put on something to where I can learn while I'm actually driving, right? That way I can listen to positive things, I can think about positive things, and those things can be like influence into my brain while I'm actually driving. And if I spend 10 minutes in the car both ways, that's 20 minutes of learning something and putting yourself in that positive mindset, right? Another thing you can do, most people have never heard of this, but it's called the 30-30 rule, all right? Now, what is the 30-30 rule? So the 30-30 rule is basically It's super simple, but it helps me out a lot. If it costs more than $30, yes, $30. If it costs more than $30, and I'm like looking at something online or looking at Amazon or something like that, and it's not a necessity, like something that I really, really, really need. If it costs more than $30, I let it sit in the cart or sit wherever it's at for 30 hours. If it costs more than $30, I let it sit in the cart or sit in the store for over 30 hours. After those 30 hours are up, if I still want that item, then I'll purchase it. Majority of the time, there's a whole bunch of stuff sitting in my cart on Amazon. I go back there after a day, after these 30 hours are up, and I'm deleting stuff. I'm like, that would have been a waste. I didn't need that. Or I already have something already that can benefit me past that. So I'm always doing that. It's the 30-30 rule. If it costs more than $30, it sits in that store or in that cart or in Amazon or whatever for 30 hours. Then after those 30 hours, I come back, I look at it again. If it's that important and I need it, I get it. If I don't, I just don't get it. It's that simple. And after a while, you're gonna start to look at things differently. Like, man, I would have spent my money on that. Yeah, I didn't even need it. The next thing, you gotta think about your expenses and think about your income, right? Of course, you gotta put your priorities first, but everything else after that, it's needs and wants. So I'll give you an example. Housing is probably gonna be your biggest expense. It's probably gonna be 50% of your income that you make, at least, is probably going to go towards your housing, your rent, or your mortgage, or whatever, right? If it's 50%, sometimes you need to rethink, do you really need that space? But if it is 50%, right? Here's another small hack that you can actually do. It's called the renting hack or the renter's hack. It's basically a renting hack. So you can go out there and get a place that's a little bit bigger than what you need. So let's say you're a single person, right? And you go out there and you get a 1 bedroom apartment, right? It's great, it's 1 bedroom. But you can actually go out there and get a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, probably for $300 to $500 more when you really think about it. Then what you can do with those extra bedrooms is you can rent those bedrooms out to somebody. You can rent those out to a roommate. You can put those extra bedrooms on Airbnb. The renter's hack. You can find an additional way to make extra income from that. So again, you're going out there and you're getting a place that's just a little bit bigger than what you need. And the additional rooms that you have, you can rent those out for extra income. Let's say spend $500 additional. Let's just say your rent is $1,200. Say you get a place that's $1,700, right? But you got to make sure you can afford this, though. Don't just go out there and do it and it's going to make you struggle, right? That's not what we want here. We want you to be able to grow from this and make money from it. So back to it. Say you go out there and your place is $1,200, but you get a place that's $1,700 and it gives you an additional 2 bedrooms, right? Might not be the biggest bedrooms. So you spend an extra $500 a month on 2 extra bedrooms. Then you go out there, you put those bedrooms on Airbnb, You get a roommate, you have one of your friends live with you, anything for a year, and you rent those bedrooms out or those rooms out for $500 a month. Now you just made an additional $1,000 from spending 500. So it's your own little personal business within your home. For example, with me, I have two additional bedrooms in my house that I don't even use. One of them is my office where we shoot these videos. But the other one, what do you think's happening and is gonna happen with that one? Extra money is something for you to think about. The next thing, I've gotten more into the habit and the mindset of buying things used. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I'd rather spend $50. It's not even a lot, right? Let's just say I spend $50 on a shirt of very, very high quality, used, instead of me spending $10, $20 on multiple shirts. I guarantee you majority of the time that higher quality item is going to last longer than those cheaper items. That way I don't have to keep making those purchases. And then I also am a minimalist too as well. Like right now I have on a t-shirt. You're not going to catch me with a whole bunch of different clothes and different items. Right? It's because I'm investing in saving that money and I'd rather buy higher quality things. For example, furniture. I'd rather buy high quality used furniture that's going to last me 5 years than to buy cheaper furniture that's going to last me a year and a half, 2 years maybe. Then I got to go back out, buy more furniture, buy a moving truck, a renter's truck, all those different things that's going to add up to probably double of what I would pay for that used high quality piece of furniture. That's just another example that you can do. Another thing, you got to think about your entertainment. Maybe you need to cut down on your entertainment. So, for example, with that, right? Entertainment is anything that you don't need, anything that's not a necessity. So, let's say you have, it's going to hurt some people, Hulu, Netflix. Let's say you're going out to the movies or you're going out to a party or a club or you're going on a miniature vacation or you go to the casino or anything like that, right? You got to figure out and think, are those things important to me? Like, am I gaining value from those things that I have that I'm using? I love movies. I love TV series, right? I'd rather watch a movie or a TV series than TV any day. There's so many free apps out there where you can watch things for free. You don't need a subscription. I'll give you an app. There's an app called Movie Box Pro. On Movie Box Pro, you can watch everything high quality once it comes out. If you're like me, you don't like waiting every week for the next show to come out. You want to sit down on your off time or whatever and just watch a whole bunch of shows on your leisure. So think about your expenses. And I'm going to give you in more detail and think about how this will add up for stuff. So I went through and looked at all my monthly subscriptions. Excuse me. And these were not even things, all these things I wasn't even using. I didn't even know I had them. And they were adding to my monthly expenses that were automatically coming out of my account. Just listen to this, right? The first one was Amazon. I shop at Amazon a lot, which is funny. Most people that know me, they'll know why that's funny. But my Amazon subscription, it was $16. But it was the difference between me getting something in 2 days or getting something in like 4 days. Think about it. Is an extra 2 or 3 days really gonna kill you? Is it really gonna hurt you? It's not. It's not. If it's a necessity, you're not gonna order it from Amazon. You're gonna go to the store and buy it, right? Also, for my boys, Xbox Live, that was another $15 a month. They barely pay the games that are on there. They they play the games that either they sold stuff and made money from, or games they got for Christmas or their birthday or whatever. They're barely on Xbox Live like that. Not for real. Something that I canceled that I wish I would have kept, but I'll explain it to you. It's called Lexington Law. Lexington Law was this credit restoration company. It was helping me with my credit. It was great. But at one time, my credit got to a certain point that they weren't really helping me anymore. So I was spending $55 a month on this service, but I wasn't getting any value or any benefit from it. So I ended up cutting it off. I had another subscription for a car wash, $15 a month for a car wash. It got to the point, especially when it got colder, I'm not washing my car like that. I'm not. I'd rather go outside with my kids and we do it together, spending time together. $15 a month on a car wash. I had something called IB Vanish. IP Vanish. Excuse me, IP Vanish. That's a VPN, a virtual private network, right? Don't quote me. It basically helps you when you're online. It's more secure network, stuff like that. $5 a month. Apple TV, $4.99 a month. ABC Mouse for my kids, $10 a month. My kids are super smart. It was getting to the point where they were getting past ABC Mouse. They were like, Dad, we already know this stuff already. And then they stopped using it because they're older, but it was still coming out of my account. Apple Music, $10 a month. If I want to listen to music, if I want to, I can just go to YouTube and listen to it on YouTube. But Apple Music was coming out of my account. That goes back to when I was talking about me being in the car. I'm not really listening to music like that anyway. Another $10. Apple Arcade. That was a big one because within the Apple Arcade, my kids were spending way more money on that. It's a service that lets your kids play additional games on smart devices and all these things. And it's exclusive games. But that was another $4.99 coming out of my account. Now, you might think like, oh, it's $4 here, $5 here, $10 here. That was $135.98 coming out of my account that I didn't even know was coming out. I could invest that in something else. And you're thinking, oh, what can you do with $135.98 a month? I'm going to tell you at the end. Trust me, you can do a lot with it thinking about it, right? But $135 coming out of my account that I didn't know was coming out. So if I didn't know that was coming out, imagine how reckless I was spending with other things. Stop that. Another big thing, and I use this to the T, and this was great. It's the 50-30-20 rule. I'll say that again, 50-30-20 rule. 50% go to the things that you need. Housing, expenses, like gas, car insurance, things like that. 30% go to the things that you want. 20% goes into your savings. So regardless of whatever happened, regardless of whatever my salary is, or whatever I'm making from a business, from anything, 50-30-20 rule. So we'll just break it down. Let's just say you sell something online and you get $100, right? Just give you an example. And I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying specifically do this. Just giving you an example. You sell something, you make $100. 50% of that, $50, goes into the things that you need. So you reinvest that $50 to buy more materials to make things online. 20% of that, you save it. $20, you save it in a business account. You don't touch it. You don't do anything to it. You just let it go in a business account. You just let it sit there, or a savings account, or in an envelope, shoebox. Doesn't matter, right? The other 30% go to wants. So with that other $30, the want for me was to try to experiment finding and researching and buying another product that I could sell to see if it made me money. So I'll say it again, 50-30-20 rule. Just an example. I sell something online, I make $100. 50 $50 of that goes back to reinvest to buy something that was already selling for me to make me more money. 30%, or the $30, goes into me researching and finding another product that I want to try to see if it will sell. 20 $20 goes into savings. Simple. 50-30-20 rule. And just because I say 50-30-20 doesn't mean you have to stick specifically to that, right? So you want to budget and move this stuff around to where it's like towards your needs, right? Second thing is a big one that everybody gets and everybody should do, right? Income tax. When you get your income tax, don't go splurging and spending and buying a whole bunch of stuff. Pay off debt. Pay off your debt. I cannot say that enough. Give you an example. Let's just say you got a brand new iPhone. You got two brand new iPhones and an iPad. The iPhone costs $50 a month. Just give me an example. The iPad costs $50 a month. You're going to pay off those installments with your income tax. So you're going to pay off the iPad. You're going to pay off the cell phone. Now, with that additional $50 from the iPhone and the $50 from the iPad every month, you're still going to pretend like you have those bills, but you're going to put the $50 from the iPhone and the $50 from the iPad, and you're going to put that into an account where you can invest that money. Invest it where you're investing it. So you still have almost like it's the same expense, but instead of it going to expense that you're not getting anything out of it, you're investing that money, that $100 per month, to try to get you money back. Stock market, Robinhood app, buying and selling online, which we're going to go more into that too as well. But all these different things, right? So the income tax hack, say it again, it's coming around that time. Use your income tax to pay off debt. We want you to be debt free. Use the income tax to pay off your debt. So you're going to pay off that cell phone, pay off that iPad, pay off your car, whatever it is. Let's just say you get $5,000 in your income tax. You got $4,000 left on your car. Your car payment, $400 a month. You're going to take $4,000 of that $5,000, pay off that car. Now you don't have that expense or that debt anymore. That's an additional $400 that you can save in an account and then invest that money. When I got my car not too long ago, I paid that thing off in 6 months. Paid it off. And then the same amount that I was using in my car note, I just reinvested it again. And I'm like, why didn't I just do this before? I was so worried about spending money on things and paying my note and all that stuff, and I wasn't thinking about it. Like, I just use income tax, pay it off, still save that money, but invest it. And my money just started growing. Next thing is budgeting. You want to budget, you gotta budget. You have to budget. I'll tell you, I'll be the first to tell you, budgeting is probably one of the biggest things that you need to do. You need to make sure you're on a strict budget for yourself. Several ways that you can budget. 50/30/20 rule, like we talked about before. There's the zero based budget. That's very strict. I don't recommend doing it, right? But all the money that you got that comes in, it's all budgeted to where you spend every single thing, but it goes to specific things. So you use the money to pay your bills. You use the money to invest. You use the money to save. You use money to save off things. You have nothing left, meaning you have everything you need, but you have nothing left at the end of the month because all that additional money you're investing. And you're going to learn from that, and you're going to make money at the same time. Guys, I want to encourage you. It's not hard to make money. You just have to have the mindset to be able to do it. And you got to think about what you're doing. Get help, get advice from mentors. But you can do it. It's not hard. You're made to think that it's hard, but it's not hard. The hardest thing about saving money and investing money, if you're not used to doing it, is probably going to be that first $5,000 to $10,000. That'll probably be the hardest thing for you if you're not used to doing it. Because it's going to be such a goal where you're going to want to spend that money. When I saved my first $10,000, I saved it and then I spent it. Be honest, because at that time I wasn't used to doing it. But now, because I'm in the habit of doing it and I'm just doing some of these things on a regular basis, it's just normal. Even my kids are saving money. They want to save money. They want to sell stuff. They want to do things to make money. It just becomes a habit, and it's a good habit. But getting to that first 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 will probably be the hardest thing for you. But then once you do it, it's going to be easy. You're going to keep saving and saving. And before you know, you're going to look up and you got $70,000 in your account and it's less than a year. You didn't even realize it happened. Just happened. But I'm saying it might be the hardest if you're not used to doing it because when you get a certain amount of money for the first time, if you're not used to doing that, you're going to want to spend it on things. But go back to the rules and the things that I was talking about before, and you'll be fine. The last thing I think is the most important thing is two things. If you have a job, use that job in a positive way. While you're at that job, don't be like, I'm gonna milk this job for everything. I'm gonna get all the money I can from this job and blah 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 blah. That's the worst mindset to have. Especially if it's a successful business or something that you're doing. You wanna learn everything you can from that business. Everything. Take notes. Take down when the meetings start, how long the meetings are, how they're being ran, how the marketing department is doing this, right? How do they roll out new products? Learn that. Learn those skills there and then apply all those things at that job that's doing well. The business is doing well. It's probably doing well because it's still in business, and apply those things to your own business and get you a side hustle. I'll give you an example of some side hustles. There's side hustles that you can do that don't cost you anything and you can make money right away. I'll give you the first thing that I started, right? A simple side hustle that didn't cost me any money to start. eBay. Everybody knows about eBay. Everybody forgets about eBay. My sister put me on eBay after I seen how much her and her husband were making. I jumped on it right away. All I started doing was selling things that I've already had. It can be something simple, super simple. Let's just say, like those headphones. If I wasn't using it, I'll put it on there and sell it. It doesn't cost any money to put something on there. Sell things you already have. Well, Adam, what about shipping? What about how do I ship products out? How do I, you know, pay for the labels and the stamps? You can list something on Amazon. Let's say I list this lens on Amazon, right? Not Amazon. I'm sorry. Say I list that lens on eBay and somebody wants to buy this lens. Sell it for $120. You can go to USPS and get free boxes, free bubble wrap. You go to USPS online, get free boxes. They give you free boxes. They'll give you free boxes, free tape, free bubble wrap, all those things. You list it on eBay. You can go on YouTube and somebody can show you how to list an item on eBay. And I'll even do that. I'll show y'all in another video, another podcast. I put a camera lens on eBay. I go on USPS and I get a free box, some free bubble wrap, and some free tape. And they send it to you in a pack. Somebody buys that product. When I sell it on eBay, I have the person pay for shipping and the label. So I don't pay for any of that. The person online does that. Then when I ship it out, I go back on USPS, and I have them pick it up from my house. It's free. So you can literally sell stuff and make money and don't have to leave your house. Put it on eBay, list it, somebody buys it, they pay for the shipping, they pay for the sticker. I go to USPS, I get the box, the tape, the bubble wrap for free. Then I go back on USPS and I schedule a date for them to come to my front door and pick up the package. Never left my house. Just made $120. Guys, it's out there. So I know I kind of been ranting and rambling a little bit, but it's just because I'm so fired up and so excited for you guys to take this journey with me. I'm so excited for you to get on this money making curve. I'm so excited for you to be a part of the alumni, the s.o.c University alumni. Guys, this is only the freshman year. The freshman year, we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff mindset related, and we're going to give basic tips to help you grow your business, your personal brand, most importantly, maintain your mental health. But I am super, super excited for everything that's coming up and everything that we're going to be doing in the future together. Right, so I'm just excited. I appreciate your time. I know it's a little bit longer than normal, but I appreciate you guys a lot. Until next time, be positive. Make sure you have a humble hustle. Make sure you save and invest and speak positive things into your life. Until next time, again, of course, this is Adam Duty, s.o.c University, and I'll see you guys next time. All right? Take care.